Hi Year 4 and welcome to today's Reading for Pleasure. I hope you've been enjoying Escape from Rome. I'm going to read chapters 5 and 6 today, so let's find out what's happening to Juba and his siblings. Chapter 5. Ursula knew she was braver than both her brothers. When she was 6, she had crept out of the townhouse to watch half-naked boys dressed in goatskins running down the streets for the festival of Lupercalia. When she was 7, she had accepted a slave boy's dare to scramble up the new grapevine trellis to the roof of their townhouse. Then, last year, aged 8, she had been the only one brave enough to pick up the strange black bird with the yellow beak and broken wing. The poor thing had flown into one of the marble discs that hung between the columns on their inner rose garden. She had nursed him back to health, enduring his frightened pecks and flapping. She'd not even been scared the first time the bird spoke to her in a strangely human voice, saying, "Ave Domitian." She had named the bird Loquax, and he was her dearest companion. Now, hiding under the big arch of the aqueduct with her elder brother and baby sister, Ursula was not scared. She was furious. She knew Juba was pretending to play a game, but he should trust her enough to tell her the truth and not try to bribe her with the false promise of a puppy. And now he had disappeared into the night. What if he never came back? She did not even know what they were running from or where they were really going. And had he left baby Dora with her? Ursula hated the feeling of not being in control. It made her angry like a wild animal in a cage. She wanted to scream in frustration or hit something. Unable to stay still, she thrust Loquax's cage into Fronto's surprised arms and began to pace back and forth in front of the arch, stroking her baby sister's back. "Ursula," hissed Fronto, Juba told us to wait here in the shadows." The faint slap of running feet on paving stones made her freeze. Was Juba coming back already? Yes. She recognised his tawny cloak as he skidded around a corner. "Run!" he gasped. "They're after me!" Fronto laughed, and still clutching Loquax's cage, he charged after his brother. But Ursula had caught a glimpse of Juba's face in the moonlight. She knew for sure that this was no game. Clutching baby Dora tight, she ran too. And for the first time that night, she was more afraid than angry. Chapter 6. Circus Maximus. As Juba pounded past the curved southern end of the Circus Maximus, the dark streets grew brighter and more crowded. He could smell spices from the great warehouses by the river, and he could hear the sound of whip cracks and wagon wheels. They were getting close to the busy, austere gate. Carts and carriages were not allowed in the city of Rome in daylight hours, so all deliveries had to be made at night. Juba slowed his pace and jogged gratefully between fast-moving men and slow-moving beasts. But his chest was still heaving and sweat was pouring down his body as he finally came to a stop in a shadowed doorway near some stables. Fronto ran up a few moments later, still hugging the cloth-covered birdcage. Torchlight showed his face, shiny with sweat, like Juba. He was wearing his winter cloak. "Gods," gasped Fronto, touching the doorway 3 times. Right, left, right. "I don't think I've ever run so fast in my life. That was good." "Get back!" Juba pulled his brother into the shadow of the doorway, then looked over Fronto's shoulder into the crowd of people moving along the pavement. "Where's Ursula?" he asked. "Isn't she with you?" "She'll be here soon," gasped Fronto. "She's a better runner than either of us." "But she was carrying Dora," cried Juba, "and she's only 9. She'll get lost in the crowds." "She'll be here," Fronto repeated. Again and again he touched the sides of the doorway for good luck. But by the time Juba's heartbeat had returned to normal, there was still no sign of Ursula, and the nighttime crowds were thicker than ever. "When did you last see her?" Juba asked Fronto. "Not sure," said his older brother. "By the Circus Maximus, I think." "Jupiter, protect her from the Emperor's men," prayed Juba. Then to Fronto, "Wait inside the stable." "To choose my horse?" "Yes," lied Juba. "But we're not at the gate yet, so if you see any soldiers, make sure you hide, Fronto." Did Matter and Patter hire actors, Fronto asked, like at their party? Yes, Juba lied again, and if they find us, then we lose the game, so get inside. He watched his brother go a few paces, step round a pile of steaming manure and then disappear into the large open door of the stable. Then, with another prayer, he set back the way he'd come. He looked down dark alleyways and behind splashing fountains. He felt dizzy and sick. Both his sisters were gone. His mother had asked him to do one thing, save the children, and he'd failed. Fronto had last seen Ursula outside Rome's great racecourse, the Circus Maximus, so Juba spent extra time looking under the dark arches. There were other people there, beggars sleeping and a couple kissing, but no Ursula. He was just about to admit defeat when he heard the faint sound of a kitten mewing and found his sister crouching in the shadows of an umbrella pine a stone's throw from the racecourse. "Ursula," he cried with relief. "What in Hades are you doing?" "I found a kitten." She looked up at him with shining eyes. Their mother was gone and all her brothers and sisters were dead. But look, she's alive. "Meh," said the kitten in Ursula's arms. "Meh." The kitten grew silent. "At last," cried Ursula, "she's feeding." With horror, Juba saw that she was using baby Dora's ceramic bottle to feed the kitten. "She's only tiny," Ursula said. "She won't drink much, and Dora usually sleeps through the night. This milk is just to comfort her if she wakes." Juba squatted. "Ursula," he said, "you're very brave, so I can tell you. This is not a game. We're running for our lives." She glanced up at him. "I know that," she said, "but how could I pass by a poor orphaned kitten? And look, she's had enough." Ursula pressed the blobs of wax back onto the two open ends of the ceramic baby feeder and slipped it down the front of her tunic. She stretched out her arm. "Help me up," she said. "Mia and Dora and I are ready to go." "Mia?" Juba said. "Who's Mia?" "My kitten. She told me her name." Juba swallowed hard. His sister's courage and compassion shamed him. He held out his hand. "Come on then," he said, pulling her up to her feet. "With Mia the kitten on our side, we surely can't fail." Okay, I'll read a bit more tomorrow and we'll see if they manage to get to safety. Bye for now.